Hey everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and another episode of Collecting Smart. I know these have been gone for a while, but Matt and I are back. And speaking of Matt, what's going on, man?
Hey brother, how you doing, man?
I am doing good. We've been slacking on the welcome back to JP's.
That's my bad right there.
Oh, but we are back, and tonight we're going to be talking about mystery boxes. And for that, we have two guests. First up is Comic Books NYC, who you've never seen on my channel before.
Is this my second time on Collecting Smart or third time?
Third.
Second or third, I don't know.
Okay, third.
So, yeah. And a first timer on my channel, Hudat. What's going on, man?
What's going on? My first full appearance.
I like it. It's taking too long.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You know, and Matt, will tell you, having a child, it's hard.
Oh yeah.
So, very busy. So, yeah, you hear.
JP's got a dog he has to walk like 20
Oh, I know. I walk the dog like 3 times a day. So. It's so good. Well, you know, it's not a Hudat video if she doesn't make an appearance. So.
She's the cutest, dude. She's
Oh my
so
God.
cute.
She's
Oh, Bonnie.
So go ahead. I'm going to shout out the chat real quick, and then we will get into our subject. Big Hit Will was tailgating super early, like 2 hours beforehand. So I don't know if you actually made it, but thank you, Big Will. Big Lion Cat, the cat is here. What's going on, man? J Hood Creative, thank you, sir. Let's see who else is in here. Comics for Blame, what's going on? There's little Hudat. Rag718. Welcome. And again, so he is back. So I want to thank you guys for So as I said at the beginning, tonight we're going to be talking about mystery boxes and kind of, are they for you? What are some of the pros and the cons? And just kind of go through everybody's experience with them. I'm going to go first because I have the least experience with them. As a budget collector, I really don't do the mystery box thing. For a couple of reasons. One, budgetary wise, I prefer to put my money toward things that I want. And secondly, just from a collecting standpoint, I'm not big on having random books. And I'm not big on doing auctions or trying to turn books, that kind of thing. Matt, what about you? What's your thoughts? I think you all know they're a little different than mine.
Yeah. Obviously, I buy a bunch of mystery boxes. It's a lot of the stuff I do on my channel. And I've actually sold a whole bunch of mystery boxes, you know? So probably over 150 sold now. First thing I think is it's definitely a gamble. So a lot of people go into it and they get excited about the grand prizes, the big books you can win. And then when they don't win something, myself included, you get disappointed, right? It's just human nature. If you don't win, you get disappointed. So you gotta know going in that that's the way it is. But there have also been mystery boxes where I have not got what I was promised. So, you know, you're promised $250 worth of something, or you're promised $100 worth of something, and you pay that. And then when the box shows up, you get about half. And that's really disappointing. And that's something that it just turns you off and you don't want anything to do with it, you know?
Right.
So I kind of pick and choose what mystery boxes I want. And usually I base them off of my chances at winning something big. But right now I'm still currently getting 2 or 3 different mystery boxes from different people, man.
Okay. MIC, let's go to you next. We'll make you the...
Yeah. So my general consensus on it right now is that they're just not for me. Now, unlike you, JP, it's not because of some hard stance that I took, you know, based on whatever reasons. It's based on a couple years worth of experimenting with them. So I'm a dabbler. You know what I mean? I dabble here, I dabble there. I've dabbled in some mystery boxes, different ones from different people, and I've had mixed results. To Matt's point, it is a gamble, so it's the mixed results part of it that makes me now, at the way I collect today in late 2019, going into 2020. It just makes it me right now. I've been on a fairly lengthy pause or break haven't been getting any mystery boxes. I've had good results. I've had not so good results in the past from various different, mystery box vendors. But, as it stands today, I'm kind of shying away from them. Something Matt said was that it is a gamble, right? So I'd much rather gamble on a raw book, that I could think I can assess the grade and get a decent price on it as a raw book, and then sending that to CGC. That's a gamble, right? I'm spending money on the raw book, and I'm spending money on getting it graded, and it comes back at a certain grade that has a certain market value, right? So that gamble is more my style of a gamble these days, whether it's for the personal collection or to flip, to put more money into my personal collection. That's kind of where my head has been at as far as gambling on comic books recently, and less so on the mystery box sort of concept. So that's where I'm at.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, no, I think it does. Do that. What about you, man? Where are you at on the mystery boxes? I think we all know that you more than dabble.
I would say I dabble more. I'm not more than that. I know people who do a lot more than me, but I dabble a little bit in it. I take, sometimes gets it, sometimes no. I'm like 50-50. If I feel like it, I have the extra money. I'm not using money that I need. Or I sold a few comic books and I have that money. Yeah, I might get it if it has something that interests me. I'm not always going to dabble in it. I've taken a long break. The boxes I opened up with Boyo at 7, I took like a few months off from buying any, just because I wasn't happy with the price point they were putting their books at. So I wasn't happy with that, and then I saw some other people get disappointed on some bigger boxes. They had some bigger boxes, $250 boxes, and I saw them so I said I'm taking a big long break. But that's why I'm kind of like 50-50. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. See, I've lately have been saving my money, and you look at, I did a CGC unboxing. That's all books I just bought because I took a break from buying the mystery boxes. So I did well, I think, with that. But also, I've done well with the mystery boxes. If people follow some of the stuff I've gotten or won, I've done okay. It's not like I never won a grand prize. I've won a few grand prizes. I've actually won some other stuff. I won some other stuff from other things that some people call they call it Insta Mondays, or they do some special prizes. So I've done stuff like that. So when you have, I guess, better luck, you tend to try a little bit, more. But that's how I would say. If you have better luck, you try a little bit more. Yeah, go ahead. I don't want to use people's names, but if you win a Hulk 181, yeah, you can try a couple more times, and you're gonna be still in the green.
Speaking of, Discovery Bay's in the house. What's up?
Yeah, there you go. But and I didn't even see him pop in when
he said it, bro. He popped into the chat.
But I mean, that's just an example. So if you win stuff like you take a couple more chances, you're not gonna hurt yourself. You could buy probably 100 more boxes and still be okay. But it's just, that's how I feel. It's like, if you like it, try it. I always tell people, try it at least once and then form your opinion on that one. That's how I say it.
Yeah, I mean that's been my experience. I've experimented with a few, and came to a place where I felt like I didn't need to keep experimenting. Like I was good.
Yeah, and you see, like the one me and Matt have done. The good thing about it, if you try it once, he's still the one where we tend to go towards. You still have a chance to win a book later in the future.
Yeah,
and that one's 100% free. Yeah, and that was 100% free. You don't even pay for shipping. You don't pay for nothing. Yeah, so you have that opportunity. So
I'm going to shout out the chat here before we go any deeper. Let's see, can't get enough dropped in. Thank you, sir. David SNMC, what's going on? Bake the Snake, what's going on, brother? Let's see, who else? Unruly dropped in, I think. Discovery Bay, who we already mentioned. Hawk79, Carlito, welcome, Carlito. Comics with Bueller, he doesn't know anything about mystery boxes. Let's see, anybody else here? Big Lion, I mentioned him earlier. I think that's most everybody that's dropped in since we've been while we were going kind of around the room. So I guess my question is really like from your guys' perspective, I think it varies a lot because there's a lot of different style of mystery boxes. I feel like there's the ones that are Bueller's. I'm going to go on and mention a few by name just because, but Bueller's is very much, hey, you're going to get books, you're going to get a decent value for them. There's no grand prize. It's straightforward. You're going to get a mystery lot of books. It's not a super expensive box. It's very like, this is what it is. If you're interested,
he's straightforward with it. He's straightforward. So
yeah, he's very straightforward with it, and it's very much like there's no hey, you're going to get something crazy. This is what it is, and if you're interested, great, and if not, don't worry about it. And then there's the ones that are the Spider-Man booth that tries to tempt you with like there's a grand prize, and I think there's kind of everything in between. And I'm just curious about your guys' like thoughts on the different ways that people do mystery boxes.
Yeah.
You guys have any thoughts about just how different they are and what what you like about the differences and what you don't like about different ones? And
I like when people are straightforward, like Bueller. His is straightforward, so you know what you're getting, you know what you're paying for. You might get lucky and get a book that end up being hot. I opened up one of his and got the Young Avengers. I think it still was the first, or I can't even think of all the characters, but I got the Young Avengers one that's still hot right now because they speculated. Kate Bishop and all those. I got that in his box, because he found it in a 50-cent bin.
Yeah.
So but he's straightforward. It's not guaranteed you're gonna get lucky like that, but it's you got other
I love David seeking your
he's got to speak his mind.
He's the rant guy. His rants are just he's just hilarious.
So I kind of see mystery boxes in a couple ways, man. The first box that I see is people like Bueller's, Comic Toms, where they're not promised you anything big and huge. They're pretty much saying, I'm going to give you a couple books where you might get something nice, but it's really because I want you to be able to dabble and read some different things and find books that you would like, Yeah. And so like when you see Bueller's, when I first started supporting Tom and Bueller, it's because they're my friends and I wanted to help them out on this new adventure they were going with, right? And so if you're somebody that's just getting into comics and you're like, hey, I don't want to go dollar bin diving, send me some good stuff, I'll read it all. That's a great box for you at $11 or something like that for Bueller. Yeah. I mean, why not? If that's what you want to do with your collection and you want to find some new read for cheap, perfect box, So then I see the other guys that you have, like, they're guys like Flip Mode Comics. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Flip Mode. But back in the day,
Instagram.
Yeah. So back in the day, I tried those, man, and I got 2 boxes. Was super disappointed back then, and it's been over a year and a half. So I don't know if they've changed or what.
They've changed their game a little bit. You still can get a mystery box for them, but this is what they'll do. They'll grab a book, pretty expensive book, pretty hot book, and you say, all right, get this box to $50 and you get this book will be thrown in. So you already know this book is in there, but you don't know what else is in the box.
Yeah.
So that's how they're doing now. So you already know what you're bidding on. You're bidding on the book that you're interested in. So they've changed. I like how they're doing it now. So if it's not a book you're interested in, you don't have to bid on it.
Cool.
Yeah. Why take the chance for a box if you don't want that? If it's if it's DC, you don't like DC. If it's a Marvel, you don't like Marvel.
Yeah.
So I like how they improved it. Have I tried one of the new ones? No, but I like how they improved it.
Yeah. See, back in the day, they would do them live on Instagram, and they'd say, "Okay, you pick box number 98. Here's box number 98," and they'd open it for you so they could be transparent. My problem is that none of the GPs showed up until like the last 10 boxes were left. So everybody's buying boxes, and then off screen they'd be like, "Oh, hand me that box, hand me this one, hand me that one," and you just see some weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
And then when the 3 huge GPs, like they were offering an ASM 300, an ASM 129, and another big ASM book, and they were in the last 10 boxes, And obviously, as somebody that sold mystery boxes, I know, okay, I could close these up and then completely 100% give them away for free, or I could kind of peek in them and do it. You have to be honest yourself. Do you know what I'm
Let
saying?
me ask a question, because I have less experience with buying mystery boxes where there's a grand prize element. Like my main experience has been like, this is what the box is. Yes, it's still like a gamble, but it's a relatively small gamble, right? And the highs and lows of what you end up receiving, they're not going to sway to the degree that these grand prize style ones do sway from the highs and the lows, right? And I'm just generalizing with that statement, but my question is, how many of those that you're aware of like cap the total enrollment or allotment per round to a manageable amount, where it's like, because I've seen videos where guys are buying 10, 15, some of them are you guys, frankly, and you guys aren't hitting the grand prize. So I'm wondering what the total amount of people buying the boxes on every round or whatever. Is that capped? Is it a manageable number where there's good odds, or is it
It's capped. I can tell you for that, for the one I like to use a lot, that Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
When they do the $250 box, it's capped at whatever. It's like 100 or maybe 150. Yeah. They don't sell more than that. That's what they say. I'm not, so I just have to go by what their word is. Yeah. Because it's not like the boxes are numbered. Maybe if the boxes were numbered, like, this is box 76 of 100, they might not know what's in that box, so you're going to put the stickers on later. Maybe that way to get away with it, but they number theirs. Now, the other ones, like you're talking about, I've seen one guy, and he might even pop up in the chat, but he bought like 20 of them or something. It was like an insane number, and he didn't get anything good. But I have to say, they actually look like they improved their boxes. So when I opened up my boxes today, I was like, well, even though I didn't get a grand prize, at least these boxes are worth more than $30. Right. The books I got. So I think they improve. I'm not going to keep buying them to find out they improve, but I'm only going to, if it's interested to me, I'm going to get it. But yeah, I don't know about the odds for as the.
Yeah, I mean, some of the pricier tier, some of the pricier tier ones, like it seems like the results are better, but once it gets into those pricier tiers, like, I could use that money to get a real key issue raw.
Yeah.
Great. You know what I mean? That's
it's like
that's where the decision for me just skews like a totally different direction. And I'm like,
yeah, and it's like you said, it's a big gamble, but like the pricier tiers, when we opened ours, it was three of us, right, Matt? It was me, you. I forgot who else was there. I can't remember.
Comics
Spectre. Yeah, it was Comics Spectre. Yep. So all three of us had, I think, Comics Spectre had two of them. Yep. So out of the four we had, 2 out of the 4 had good. We actually 2 out of 4 hit like sub grand prizes.
Yep.
I mean, there's a 50% chance. That was pretty good. I was surprised. I hate to say you had the worst one out of all of them, but I mean,
I've never done a raffle before either. So
yeah. I paid $250.
I don't think that'd be another talk. We could talk about that.
That's another topic.
Yeah, that's a completely different thing. But it's
and I can definitely be on that one.
Hard time, like. And it's part of it is, like I said, it's because of my limited budget. But I have a hard time spending money on these boxes when I can go get something I know I want.
Yeah.
And I just and the other aspect of it is, like, I kind of like the idea of mystery boxes intrigues me, but I also don't really want just random stuff that I then, like, I see Hoodad and I see Spectre constantly on auctions moving books that they got in mystery boxes.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that's a good thing though too, because they're able to move them.
Yeah, but are they really
getting back?
Sometimes they get their value back, and sometimes they don't.
No, it's true. It's true.
Like, and you feel like that's a lot of work to maybe not even get your value back. I mean, what do you feel about that, Hoodad? Like, because you've done a lot of that. You've gotten the boxes, and then because you do a lot of auctions, you try to move them. Like, having to put in that effort, does that bother you, or is it, or do you not mind having to do that?
Don't mind as much, because some of the books I actually still keep. And some of the stuff, I do like might have to move, but I mean, so that means somebody's going to get a good deal on it. I mean, I've actually sold a lot of the raw copies on eBay. Yeah, it was a lot of work, but I made way more money than maybe I auctioned on YouTube. But I think it's worth it at the end of the day, as long as I'm able to move them. Now, if I end up with just like, I couldn't get, I got stuck with everything. But but that's why I've kind of limited, what I've been purchasing with them. I might get a couple here and there after I tried them, early on. But I don't think, that's just me. I mean, I don't have problems selling stuff, and I don't have problems keeping stuff as well, because I just got this back from them, and it was for free.
Right.
So some people don't like them, but I mean, I didn't have this book before. But guess what? I have it now. So, so
I'm going to point out, we're talking about mystery boxes. Bank put this in the chat, and it's a good reminder, is TJ and JD are doing mystery boxes, although I think they're going to show all the books that are going in them. I think that's JD's plan. For Midwest Comics, Paul and his family, his daughter had open heart surgery. They're doing kind of a charity mystery box. To me, that falls under a slightly different category than the ones.
Yeah, that's a different thing entirely.
That will probably be, depending on how many they have, that would be a mystery box I would probably do. But that's just from a completely different thing. But I do feel like
it's just like the charity auction,
Yeah, it's kind of like the charity auction. And it is. I wanted to bring that up. Why I was thinking about when I saw Bake's comment, because if you can find a way to help Paul and his family, do it. So, and the community's come together. It's been a big charity auction. There's going to be these mystery boxes.
For those that don't know, his daughter had open heart surgery about 5-6 days ago.
Yeah.
And they got a long journey ahead of them for healing and bills and all kinds of stuff. So anybody that can help, please do.
Yes. So, sorry, a little aside, not off topic, but a little bit off topic. So Matt, you have done your own mystery boxes.
Yep.
Can you talk about that? Your decision to go that route, and what you learned going through it, doing mystery boxes that way.
For sure, man. So naturally, I'm really I care about my image to the point where I always want people to know like I'm an honest person, So for me, I don't know how honest other people are or what they do, but I always try when I do mystery boxes to make sure that I give you more than what you pay for, or at least I'm upfront with you. So David SMNC said a lot of people try to get rid of books that they can't sell. I had a whole bunch of books that I wanted to move because I wanted to get some big keys this year. And originally I was after an AF-15, so I needed a lot of money, right? So I thought, okay, I'm going to put a whole bunch of mystery boxes together. Instead of trying to sell everything individually, I'll put a whole bunch of mystery boxes together, throw a major key in every 10 boxes out of 100, and see where we go from there, So I did that, and I probably got about 96% of people were super happy with what they got. Like Big Lion Cat, he won my Werewolf by Night 32. And now that book is getting super hot, he got it for $100. He's got about a $500-600 book, So I try to put them together to where people really had an opportunity to get something big every 10 boxes. And after hearing feedback from people, most everybody was happy. But David's right. I didn't want to take the time selling everything individually. And I had a lot of books that probably weren't going to sell, and I had to put in there as fillers. So there are definitely people that got boxes and they're like, this is just crap. I'm angry. Like I had people, message me and say, okay, I got a horrible box, which I felt horrible about, but to make everything even out money-wise, I let people know, hey, there's a chance you'll get a $50 to $75 box. There's 5 of them out of 100. And then there's a chance you'll get a $600 box. And there's 5 boxes that are between 400 and 600, So I kind of try to even it out. I made sure I told everybody what was happening. And when it's all said and done, like when I do mystery boxes myself now and I buy them, I kind of know what goes into it. And I see that Spider-Man booth. obviously they're a company that buys a whole bunch of variants. So they're getting these variants super low, and then they're throwing them in there because they're hot at one moment, saying this is worth $20 or $30. Sometimes by the time you get the box, they're worth $10 now, you know? And so it's honestly all a gamble.
Right. Well, the person who puts together the box can't control the future value of the market.
It's true.
So I think those two things have to be separated. Sorry, I'm talking.
No.
And to Matt's point, like the way that you architected, or I don't know what the word is, your mystery box made it a little bit more, made the ratio of fairness possibly greater.
Yeah.
But it was at a higher price point. You know what I mean? It wasn't a cheap mystery box.
Wasn't a $30 box.
And I personally, like you talked to me about, I thought about buying one of yours, but at the end of the day, I didn't buy one of your mystery boxes because I felt like the price point was too high for the risk, even though you set it up, theoretically more fair than others that I've seen out there. It still, to me, was at that price point where I could put the money to better use. So I passed personally.
Yeah.
Now I saw some great results that people had, and I completely respect the way that you put it together, but but that's the decision I had to make about where I'm at as a collector. And that was when I was basically shutting off all mystery boxes. So I still passed.
Yeah. No, man, it makes sense. That's why I didn't force any of my friends. I told people, like, here's what I'm doing. Here's up front. I wrote a whole list of everything that was going to be in the boxes. I showed all the stuff, and then that way people know, hey, that's for me. I want to take a shot at that. I'm willing to give up $100 to maybe win a $600 Amazing Spider-Man 300, Or people were like, no, you know what, man, that's just too much money to take a chance on, and I'm gonna pass. And I was cool with it, But I had some salty people, man. Like I sent some boxes out that were definitely worth $150, $200, and people were still kind of mad because they didn't win a grand prize. And that couldn't be on me, even though I hated it. Like I'd get the message, I'm like, oh, I hate this feeling, But after I look at it, I'm like, okay, show me what books you got. Take a picture and show me. And then I look at the books. I'm like, dude, like that's Century #1 right there alone, in near mint plus condition. You could probably get a 9.6 or 9.8 out of that. I mean, you're looking at $75 to $100 book. It's just that one, and then you have this, and that, and so. We just disagree, and
that's just subjective. I mean,
it's all subjective from that point on,
That's just being very picky, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Being very, very picky. I mean, it's not like you open a $250 box and you got $125 worth of stuff in it, which I hate to say that's what happened to Matt. And I mean that's realistic, You gotta. I mean, because when I remember looking at that, I was like, man, that slab probably was hot like 2 months ago.
Yeah. And
I was like, if you got it 2 months ago, you probably had a $500 slab.
It's true. It's true, man.
Because it was a rare. I think it was rare, and they had a sketch or something. I can't even remember. I was like, come on, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, and then you probably got your stuff out there a lot quicker than other people. Like. That's the biggest knock on Spider-Man Group is mostly the shipping. It's not the people talk stuff about the product and the chat, but it's the major thing I see. The problem is the shipping. That's why I haven't bought as much from them. I mean, who wants to wait 4 to 6 weeks for a box?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've ordered stuff before, and we're talking about it on the chat. It was like, I don't remember what this was. So if I hit a grand prize, then I'll remember. But if not, I'm not going to remember.
What's crazy is Bake's right, man. Bake the Snake, like he bought 2 boxes from me, and when he got them, I was freaking out, guys. Like he opened them live, and I was there in the chat watching, and that feeling of knowing somebody's gonna open up your product live and like you have no idea what's coming out. The dude opens up 2 grand prizes in his first box. And he got, what did he say? He got the Star Wars 1 and the first Anti-Venom variant. And then he got Cloak of Dagger, first appearance, in the first Cosmic Ghost Rider. Look of all those, man. Good times. Good times.
So, you touched on it a little bit, Matt, but Seeking Near Mint asking, what was your thought process? Why did you choose to go down that road necessarily? You said it was because you didn't want to have to try to sell them all, but were there other reasons that you decided to go that way?
You know what? To be honest, man, I was purchasing a lot of mystery boxes, and it's after I got turned off with Flip Mode Comics, man, that I was like, I can do this, and I can do this right. If I tell people straight up, these are your odds. This is exactly what your boxes are going to get. And then I had some sick keys, guys. I had some first Deadpool, first Avengers 57. What is it? The robot dude. Why am I going blank? Yeah, I had a ton of stuff, man. Like I can't even think now. But I had so much goodness, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this mystery box right. And I'm going to, at the same time, make some money for my big keys and get rid of some stuff I don't need. And I think I put all those together. And to be honest, I was really happy with the way it turned out, man. I really was. I mean, that's kind of my thought process. I really wanted to show people. And after I started getting feedback after feedback and on videos, people are opening them and like happy, you know, and people are messaging me, man, I never thought I could own this book for only $100. I was happy, man. I was happy with it. And so, like recently, I just did mystery boxes again. Last month, I think it was. And
or so ago, yeah.
My two grand prizes were what were they? Teen Titans Teen Titans 44.
Yeah.
And first Deathstroke 9.8 and first Black Spidey costume 9.8. And those I thought I could throw a whole bunch of slabs together and try a new one, and every single person that bought a box, I only sold 16 of them. Every single person messaged me and said they were super happy with what they got, man. So, I mean, that was good, you know? It made me happy, and I'm trying to, every time I do it, if I do it again in the future, it's a good product that people will be happy with. Yeah.
Yeah, I just personally couldn't deal with the stress. Like,
it is stressful.
You alluded to the complaints or whatever.
Yes, thank you, dude.
And then, dealing with that, and then dealing with doing a follow-up round where there's like you're putting even more pressure on yourself to deliver or whatever, the value and make sure everybody's happy and all this. Like, dude, I'd just rather sell comic books. Like,
I get you.
At the price that they're currently worth on the open market, whether they go for slightly below what I expect, or slightly more than I expect, or way more than I expect, or way less than I expect. Yeah. It's at least a straight up business transaction to me versus the whole mystery box thing where there's just the expectations are so varied, you know what I mean? And the, I don't know. To me, it's just too much drama, dude. So I will stick to buying books for my personal collection and, having a small pool of books that I'm flipping to keep things, to keep the hobby paying for itself a little bit, not 100%, because I buy a lot of big books and art and things like that where I'm not flipping that stuff, right? So, that's why I can't. Mystery boxes don't fit into my equation, with all with those things going on. That just muddies up the water, like a MFer. I'm not gonna, but like it just to me, it doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah,
it would be going backwards for me.
Yeah,
to sell them or buy them.
There's tons of times where in my head I'm like, okay, I just spent $60 at that Spider-Man booth, right? And I'm like, okay, I could have saved that $60, gone and bought a key, like you said earlier, and then send that off to CGC for $40 more, and now I got
and sell it for $140, and then you're then you're $40 into profit, and you've got $140 back in your pocket to put towards a bigger raw book.
But then I pulled this out of that Spider-Man booth, and that's X-Men number 2 right there, man. Out of a $30 box, I pulled out an X-Men 2.
Please no.
That's cool, but I've seen you unbox like 20 of those.
No, honestly, I bought 8. I've bought 8, and then plus the V.
Okay, I've seen Who Dat unbox 20 of those.
Yeah, you've seen Who Dat.
I'm
thinking Los.
Los has definitely.
I buy 2 and win stuff like this. I don't.
Yeah, you've hit the jackpot a couple times.
I don't go a little crazy. I mean, with that.
Oh God, that was brutal. What George went through on that.
Yeah, George, that was maybe the worst one I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Thierry,
two.
Thierry had he had a horrible one too. Man.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Oh,
been a
I
lot
remember that
of
one.
see that where they don't get like kind of the promised value, and it's rough.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to me, it's just not. I have a hard time with that kind of risk. I just don't have like. I can see where I understand why it's fun for some people and why people are interested in them, but for me, it's just not for me. I just don't like that randomness and potentially just throwing money that I could actually use for something toward it. So I guess so. I mean, we talked about this a little bit where you guys are at, but I think you were saying that your position is changing a little bit. Like you're potentially not going back to that Spider-Man booth or not doing.
Yeah, well, it's not that I'm not going, but I'll probably I bought a couple recently, and it kind of turned me back to doing what I was doing, which I did an unboxing. You guys can watch it. CGC unboxing, 13 books. I think all of them I bought either on auctions or in the comic book shop. Bought them all over the place. So I think I'm going back to doing that because I'm doing very well with that. Been finding some good books, good prices. So I've been kind of leaning towards doing that. I mean, I might get one here and there. But after I hate to say it, the big V6 box they do, the big box.
Yeah.
I wasn't unhappy, but I wasn't thrilled. I was okay with it. And to me, to spend that much money, I don't want to be okay.
Yeah.
You know? So, you guys can watch that, that unboxing. But, the biggest thing I'm happy with was the Todd McFarlane signature. I don't have anything signed by him. It is a limited print. Would I pay $250 just for that? No, not at all. Maybe $100.
Well, you did get a cool remark.
Yeah, well, yeah, I got that
That's
too.
That's technically original art, but not officially. It's
and I actually put it in
hybrid.
the box to send to CBCS, for, So, but besides those couple things, I kind of mentioned which ones I like. There was like three things. It was the print, the remark from Sal, and it was Spawn 300. So I was happy with all those, but all in all, it wasn't worth it. $250 was not worth it. I could have used that $250 because my LCS they have two ASM 300s, they have four ASM 361s. I'd rather use that money to go buy that stuff. I could buy a couple of those and maybe get them graded and sell one, keep one, whatever. But
yeah. One way I like to look at it too with that like right now I've been getting mystery boxes from Comic Vantage. You guys know Comic Vantage?
Yes.
Yeah, I know his channel. Never
the channel, but
I know the channel.
Yeah, so he's another guy that like Comic Tom or like Bueller, when their boxes first came out, they're my friends, so I wanted to support them, right?
Yeah.
So I shot Comic Vantage some money. His boxes are $40 each shipped. He does it to where you can do it with a credit card, you can do whatever, no extra fees. So I got my books, got it back, and I had about $120 to $130 worth of books in his first box. So I was like, oh, wow, this is not bad, But then he also gives some really cool prizes and stuff. And then last time I opened a box, I had another box worth about $100 and I paid $40 for it, So right away I could turn around, sell one thing, and I got all my money back. So with the two boxes I've gotten from Comic Vantage, I'm really, really happy with those because both of them have been way more than double. That Spider-Man booth, I look at it and I say, okay, I've bought 8. They're all $30. Do the math. What have I won from it? Have I won enough to justify? I think Hudat, he's bought more than I have, but he's also pulled out like 3 or 4 keys that got him around $800 worth of books. You know what I'm saying? So he's got to live.
Just one. Yeah, just one. I got I could have sold for $800. It was just giant size X-Men.
Yeah, so you got a giant size X-Men. You also got Thanos. Iron Man 55, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, so you've got like $1,200 worth of books already. You haven't spent half of it,
Yeah, I haven't spent that much. Yeah.
So sometimes what keeps pulling me in because I keep seeing these GPs and I'm like, it's only $30, and I've got, but I get it if you guys aren't that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah.
I do have a question. Like, and I don't remember if we talked about this before or after, but you talked about that they're limited. But is Spider-Man Booth upfront about like, or most people upfront when they're giving away a grand prize? I feel like you should be upfront about
How many?
How many boxes are there? You know, like that's one of the things that kind of bothers me. I see some of these. There's a grand prize, but there's no like 500 boxes, 50 boxes, 100 boxes. So they don't actually give you a good picture.
Well, this is I can tell you what that's why I don't. Like I said, I'm just going by what he's told me, and
Right.
he said this live before in a few of his videos when he's done them. He said if you message him and ask him, he'll tell you how many boxes have sold. He actually had one grand prize. He only sold one box. So that's what I'm just going with what he said. You know, so
Right.
you know, I messaged him before. Hey, how many have you sold? He said around 30, and I think it might have been for this grand prize. I think it was, and I was like, all right. So I didn't say I was going to buy any. I just asked how many you sold to give myself a judge. Should I buy, a couple? I don't want to buy a couple of boxes when he sold 500 boxes for like the Hulk 181.
Right.
Because
But
I might as well go to a roulette table and I would be better
The
for
question
that.
should be, though, it shouldn't be how many have you sold. It's how many are there that
How many are there? Right?
like how many boxes are there?
Yeah.
And
Because
so are there? Does he just keep? If he has the Hulk 181 and he gets 500 orders, does he just keep making more boxes?
make a new box, make a new box.
Make a new box, make a new box. And he has that Spider-Man. He only sells 30. Does he only make 30 boxes? That's not. Those aren't like that. That's not being upfront about your odds. And I do feel like that there should be like that's one of my complaints. I feel like with some of the more other mystery boxes is that unlike Matt, where it was like there are 16 boxes in your last one. I feel like that should be an important part of it to me. Is these
Yeah, the only time he does that, what you're talking about, is for the bigger boxes,
right?
For the superior boxes, which that's why I felt bad for Matt and Spectre, because that box we opened, they had really good odds to even winning. Like I won a sub grand prize because he had grand prizes. He had like mid-level grand prizes. Then he had like lower grand prizes.
I didn't get nothing.
Yeah, and it was like so like the odds were crazy, and he had the how many? I think it was like 150 boxes, and I think they had a total of maybe 20 kind of grand prizes total when you add up all the different grand prizes.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean that to me that's pretty good odds of getting something that's worth well more than what you paid for that box.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's not always happy that way. So.
Yeah.
So Legend saying in the chat that he made a video on about mystery boxes and stuff, and it's real good. Which, if the Legend made it, of course it's real good. So thank you for joining us, Great Legend. I haven't shouted out the chat in forever, so I'm going to do that real quick. Rob,
I like Rob Worth's comment. Yeah.
thank you for joining us as well. Let's see. Know your dealer. Bear Island dropped in. Comic Head 84. I don't think I ever shouted him out. Steven Spock, thank you. Scrolling up through here real quick, just trying to see everybody. I know there's some others. Can't get enough. I think I shouted you out earlier. Greg 718, Comics for Blaine still hanging out. Carlito still hanging out. Bake, Biggie. Thank you everyone. Perry Comics is in the house.
Can I make a point? Like,
Go ahead.
I feel like a lot of the hang-ups about the mystery boxes from like the whatever the buyer, the consumer, the customer, or whatever, is about value, right? Like
Right.
You're comparing the sticker value on the book to the last sold prices on eBay or whatever, however you do your price comparisons or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's kind of being, I don't know what that's like, that's like complaining about something that you never had any control over, because if you buy the box, you're taking the risk, so you can't really necessarily, in my opinion, complain, because you have to understand that you're taking a risk up front. That said, it's not just comic books are not just investment value. Like I would never throw $50 out and say, Wall Street, just invest it in random stocks for me without any of my input. You know what I mean? But with comic books, like, it's subjective. There's investment value, and there's also, like, enjoyment, right? There's reading, there's artwork. So I feel like the whole mystery box sector has gravitated purely to the investment side. And all of a sudden, you have people buying $300 worth of $30 boxes so that they can get windfall of a $700 book, right?
Yeah.
And that turns it purely into investment side game. That's why I have avoided all these grand prize style mystery boxes. I'm more about the Bueller style boxes and the other style boxes. I mean, I don't buy any boxes anymore, but when I was dabbling, I was dabbling because I wanted to just get exposed to a bunch of different comics. I wasn't trying to get exposed to a bunch of different comics to try and have like a mutual fund. You know what I mean? I'm not going to buy, like, I would go buy a collection for that. You know what I mean? Like large volume of books that I can then repurpose.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at mystery boxes as investment, like literally, like you're buying an exchange traded fund out of a mystery box, that just your expectations are too high. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be it's supposed to be a fun proposition. It's mystery element of it is the fun in it, right? So you're paying for the fun, and you're also getting some comic books. But I think a lot of people get hung up on the value part of it, and sort of this, winning the game, winning the game of getting that big book and like only putting $300 in, but walking away with $700 value. Like, it's just, I think it's gotten out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would definitely not use them as an investment. I would definitely.
But
I buy them.
I think you make a good point that it's because I get them so I can win that Hulk when he won it with the Stan Lee signature and then sell the heck out of it so I can get what I want,
Yeah.
So, and for me personally, because I have a YouTube channel, I don't mind grabbing some boxes like I have and then using it as content, For me, that's why I continue to do it, because it's fun to sit there today with Houdat and open up some boxes. And even though I was not like overjoyed or happy, we had some content, we hung out as friends, and it's cool. So I'm still okay with doing that. But if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I probably would stay away from these more often.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, and like you said, I was happy to see my daughter open a couple things. She was happy to show it off. So it's like, I think you got to think of the overall picture that I might do it for, as far as opening it with her, to have some fun, some time with her.
I opened it.
So
I don't know how to open this.
I will say too, the 3 boxes is the only time I really do get frustrated, and Javi, you kind of mentioned it, when they say you're getting a certain value and you don't, So like if that Spider-Man booth says, okay, we guarantee you're getting $250 stuff, but then the latest sales on eBay are $80, and you're a whole $130 off, it can be frustrating.
And I'll give them credit. At least they try to make it right. And like a lot of other people won't.
I messaged him. I was like, okay, look, bro, like this book right here is damaged. Let me send you some pictures, show you why I feel this, And he's like, all right, man, I see that. I got you. Cool. This is what I'm gonna do. And he sent me. This is probably why you think I've bought more than I have. He sent me 4 mystery boxes for free.
I think I remember this, yeah.
And so I was like, okay, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like no refunds, nothing like that. But he sent me some more product, which is cheaper for him. And I'm okay with opening 4 more and maybe getting something cool. And I did. I got some books I actually kept in my
and a similar thing happened to me. I ordered 4 boxes and I only got 2. So I was expecting him just to give me, some credit to get, 2 more boxes or whatever. They refunded me the whole amount. I got to keep those 2 boxes. And I didn't feel like I needed that. But I did. I just used it to buy more boxes. Just used that money, bought 4 more boxes. And so, that's how I got more boxes with them as well. Because they happened a couple times, but they've always been quick to answer, quick to make it right. So, that's kind of why I kind of like going back to them. Because if they weren't like that,
Yeah.
I would have stopped. I would have stopped the first time I had that happen.
Same here. I agree with you. So I didn't know I didn't know Spidey fans sold mystery boxes or not so mystery boxes.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I just saw that right now. I was like, cool. I'm gonna hang out with him in like a week.
But then again, even a tailored, personalized mystery box is still a mystery box. And I've heard stories of similar style boxes where people have not been happy with the end result. I mean, maybe the chances are lower, but there's still a chance.
So
Yeah.
I will say that, like, I haven't done the comic mystery box thing, but before I got back into comics, I was doing the Funko thing, and I was doing the Funko mystery boxes, and like it was like Star Wars themed and Marvel themed, so I knew basically what I got, and I was still like, you knew you were gonna get some pops, you knew you were gonna get some T-shirts, and I was doing just the Funko ones, so I knew I had a good idea of what I was gonna get, and yet you were still occasionally disappointed, like,
Yeah.
that pop's not that great. I don't care about that character. I don't, because it was a mystery box. The one nice thing about those was everybody got the same thing. It wasn't like you were getting different value than somebody else. At least from my perspective, you knew what you were getting generally, and everybody was getting the same thing. So they tried to make it like reasonable, because otherwise everybody was going to be mad. But like, and it's one of the things I don't necessarily like about that. I was able to really pick and choose. Whereas, like with the comic stuff, you're going to end up with stuff that I just don't really want in my collection, and I don't want to have to put out the effort to constantly try to turn it if I don't want to, if I don't have to.
And that's the thing, man. Like, honestly, out of the maybe 15 mystery boxes total I bought this year, I just flip everything I don't like, and sometimes it becomes a hassle, and I just end up like A-okaying it or giving it to my kids or whatever, It just becomes a hassle.
That's the way I felt about any of the ones I've dabbled with. I knew the risk going in, so I can't complain if I'm not, quote unquote, happy with the result. It's like I can use my dollar decision making moving forward to not get that anymore.
Yeah,
which is what I've done.
Yeah.
So
I get these subscription boxes. I get the Marvel Collector Core.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I used to get.
And then I also get the Culture Fly DC World's Finest.
the only subscription mystery box I get is called Universal Yums, and they send you a box of snacks from a different country every month, and that is a
is that the one that was on
Facebook? Do you show that stuff like on YouTube?
Occasionally, Bake and Jeffrey will show it on the Direct Edition Squad. That channel that we do, because we talk about non-comic book stuff like food, movies, TV, video games, and stuff. So it's not comic book related, but it is awesome because it's just a whole bunch of food you can eat every month from different countries.
I would love to see it, dude. I'd watch it.
It's really cool.
Who got a Beanie Baby?
Oh, that was Comic Assassins. They got a Beanie Baby anyway.
I'm sorry, man.
To me, this is Charlie makes the biggest point to me with Mr. Buck is like if you decide that's for you and you want to do it, that's great. I've decided they're not really for me, but I would never complain as long as you're getting like what they're promising. If they're upfront about what the mystery box is and what your odds are and what what the value actually is in the boxes and general, I realize the value is going to vary a little bit, and that's fine. But as long as you're upfront about what the parameter of the box are, what the gamble is that you're actually taking, I don't have a problem with how they run them. And if you go for it, then you're the one gambling and taking the shot. You got no right to complain as long as they're upfront about what they're doing.
Yeah,
and at least that's my perspective on it.
Yeah,
well, we are approaching the hour mark here. You guys got any last thoughts before we kind of wrap this up?
If you do mystery box, do them responsibly. Consult a friend. But make sure it's also a grand prize you really want. That's another thing.
Appreciate that.
For my daughter kills herself. It's fun. At the end of the day, it's fun. If you like comics, you should be happy. And she says, "Get that." So you got to get it. So I don't know. She got kind of lost my train of thought just now.
what I've been thinking about doing, because I've been talking with DS Comics a lot about CGC and books. Just this last week, I found a Thanos 13, a Thor 1 variant, all near mint plus. I'm pretty sure they're going to come back 9/8, right? So I spent $20 on the Thor 1. If it comes back to 9/8, they're selling for $150. You know, if I spent on the Thanos, I spent like $60. Comes back with a $300 book at a 9/8. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I think about, okay, I'm going to do like a $250 box with these books, and I know that's really high price. You know what I'm saying? But then hook people up with like $400 worth of books, but I still only spent like $100 on it, so I still make the difference, you know. And yet someone will get that mystery box and they'll get a Thor 1 and a Thanos, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I just got $500 worth of books," you know. So it's stuff I think about because I like to make people happy, and I love to be able to give everybody that opens up a mystery box $500 worth of books at $250 point price. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we'll see. We'll see what I do. It's kind of fun, or I could just sell them. You know what I mean? Like DS does. He sells so much.
Yeah, that's what I kind of got back to doing what I used to do: buy the comics, get them graded, sell them, flip them, get what you want, get the other books I really want. That's what I was doing more so. Now I'm doing it like full on. That's what I'm going to do. You know, that's why I have all those books coming back. And I was happy with every grade. So, a few of them keeping, a few of them getting upgrading to other stuff. So I think that's more the way I'm going to go. For as, will I try a mystery box here and there? Yeah. Will I probably stick to the ones I've always tried? Most likely, yeah. So, just because the customer service is good, they've gotten me, money back if I needed something. So, all in all, I'll probably try them again, but not anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want my takeaway?
Yeah.
Final
Takeaway.
final word or whatever. So I think my my overall opinion right now is that if you're brand new to comics and you don't quite know where you are as a collector, mystery box can be a fun way of just exposing, actually read the stuff you get in the mystery box and expose yourself to books that you don't know, right? It is good for that. That is a positive aspect of the mystery box. Yeah. Or to Matt's point, if you have friends that you want to support, I'm all about that. I'm all about supporting my friends. So that's another positive possibility. But outside of those two things, if you have any particular specific direction of where you are as a collector, of what you collect, about what your goals are as a collector, I think your money is better served elsewhere. Saving that $30, $50, $250, $150 over time and turning it into stuff that you actually want in your personal collection, or that is a much lower risk gamble as a flip. So that's what I do, and I'm sticking to it.
Nice.
That's it.
Nice.
For me, I think it ultimately comes down to where I'm at as a collector of, like, I want to focus on books that I want, and I don't want like a big crazy collection. I'm not interested in random stuff. I do think that if your budget if you can fit it into your budget and you enjoy like getting stuff that you don't expect and like having that mystery box, I think there could be some fun to it. But I think you need to think about it as that, as opposed to I'm going to win a big prize and I'm going to make profit off of this. It's, you got to set your expectations properly as you're going into the mystery box thing. Yeah. That's my take home. Before we go off, I'm going to do one more plug for mystery box. If you guys aren't subscribed to the Comic Core channel, they've been doing Midwest comic guy Paul. His family's been going through some stuff. His daughter's had open heart surgery. They're raising some money for him. They're going to be doing a mystery box later this week. The Dragon Heart boxes, all coming from TJ, the Slab Dragon Watson, is where the books are coming from. He's working with JD. They're going to be doing a mystery box to help raise money for this family and all the medical bills and everything they're facing as she recovers. That's a mystery box I can get behind.
Guarantee those will sell out.
Yeah, those are going to sell out, and there's going to be some, you know, and you're going to get value out of those, but who cares? It's for a good cause. So definitely check out the Common Core channel this week, and try to support that if you can. With that, I want to thank everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Matt appreciates it. We're sorry it's been so long since we did a collecting spark, but
It's my fault.
no, it's me. So
they did bring up the next topic if y'all wanted to do it, the raffles. I was like, oh, that's a good little topic.
Thing.
Yeah, it'll be a very similar discussion, I think. But so with that, we're gonna get out of here. You guys got anything you want to promote real quick before we log off? You got coming up, Matt?
Comic Gories Wednesday night Halloween special. If you want to be on it, guys, come join us. It's going to be fun. We're going to come in costumes. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. And Comic Gories is pretty much you get 30 seconds to run into your collection and pick a book based on the theme that we pick live. So come join us. Come in the chat and vote. Come be on the show this coming Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific.
All right. NYC, you got anything you're promoting?
I'm just going to say, if I end up on this show one more time, I better see my channel name on the thumbnail, because I never did.
Yeah, I made a thumbnail early.
I probably will be stopping by the Comic Gories Wednesday night thing, at least for a little while. And then sometime this week, maybe, I'm still working it out with Boatwright, but I'm going to have Boatwright on my channel. I bought some original art from him, and I commissioned a piece from him. So I want to show it with him on and give him a platform a little bit for his original artwork, because he does some really great work. So if you guys are interested in that kind of thing, check that out. And then my Loose Change Challenge contest ends officially at the end of this Friday. So you have all the way through the end of this Friday to guess the amount of change I have in my bag, and or make a video about some change related story or showing your own loose change or whatever you want to do. But thanks everybody for supporting that so far. We've had a lot of people comment. We've had like 16 or 17 people make videos also. So I'm well over 500 subs now. So thanks everybody.
Congrats, man.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Who that? You got anything else coming up this week?
I'm just gonna promote other people. So you got Comic Gories over there. Whatever. Comic Gories. You got Comic Gories. Hopefully I can do this again. And we have the hunt. I think this week. Somebody's supposed to be.
I guess I'm on that too.
Somebody's supposed to be defending his title. He's been ducking because that's all I'm gonna say. So they got that. Hopefully I can be on all of it.
Hey, speaking of Tony Sanders, he had some bad news yesterday, no?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything. That's
let him know you love him.
Yeah. That's I would say keep everybody thoughts. You keep think about everybody. You never know what can happen. But what I have on my channel, besides the CGC unboxing I just did, so check that out. Yes. Check out the video I did with Matt as well. The mystery unboxing. Also, I'll have another CGC unboxing in like a month. I don't know any of the grades, so like I did today, I showed them. I didn't know any of the grades, and I was like very happy. So that's why I think I rather those mystery boxes, because that was a mystery box really, because I didn't remember what I sent, and I didn't know the grades. So so check that video, and I'm gonna try to do a video with my daughter to do. I'm gonna try to take her to see Addams Family this weekend, and hopefully she'll say how she thought of it, what she think, and all that good stuff, and I can get her to talk a storm with you guys. But I can tell you like this: she has been liking, thanks to John Comics with Kids, she's been liking My Little Pony comic. So.
Nice.
Thank you to him for that recommendation. Even though she already likes My Little Pony, I was kind of skeptical if she would like the comic, but she likes when I read it to her, so that's good. So check me out with all that stuff. Thank you for having me. Hopefully we do this again. I will have an auction soon. I have like 13 slabs, so I need to get rid of like 6 at least. So you might see some
that second print, ASM 361.
Yeah, that most likely going to be for sale. Yes. Yeah, I can guarantee that most likely gonna be for sale because I had to send it in because it was too minty fresh. It was. I knew that was gonna be a
That book
9.8.
has been like that book has been like just my sore spot with CGC. Like I've sent 3, not the second print, the first print, but I've sent 3 in and they all came back 9.6.
Oh, mine's a 9.6 too, but I'm okay with that.
And,
That's gonna be like a 9.
I sold 2 of them and the one I have in my PC, but yeah.
Yeah, so you'll see some 9.8s, you'll see some 9.4s, you'll see everything will be above a 9.4. I can tell you that. None of the grades will be lower than that. So check it out. That'll be like in a few weeks. Cause I'm gonna do that one earlier than my normal one. Because I do it one every month, 3rd weekend of the month. So
Nice.
that's all I got.
All right. So I'm going to try to be on Comic-Gories with Matt on Wednesday. I'm trying to get out a Halloween themed Let's Collect this week. I'm going to, obviously I do my top 10 on Saturdays. I don't know what else I got going beyond that. Oh, I'm going to, NYC talked about his contest wrapping up. I'm going to be launching my contest on Friday as the plan. So it'll run all of November and maybe right into the early December. Details on that my Road to 600 contest will start here end of the week. So with that, Matt, why don't you take us out as we end this thing?
Thanks, guys, for joining us. We will see you later. Mischief managed.
Peace.